Jay Edgecombe with 30 points and 10 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey with 29 points and 9 assists. Paul George added 19. And with
baseball fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, it is almost a final. Some would say it is a final based on the score right now. A 12-1 Brewers lead in the bottom of the ninth inning. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show because this one's over. Right, Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen?
Yeah, I mean, it's what do the kids say? Belt to ass right now, Tim Allen. 12-1 at this point. Jake Woodford.
Wait a second. What was that?
Oh, belt to ass. It's like in the NBA, I think it originated because you put your belt on their ass playing defense, and it's like lockdown at that moment. I'll teach you these new things as the year goes on. You know,
where did your mother and I go wrong?
Wait, I'm supposed to be learning like from you? I didn't realize that ethics and morals and all that. My bad. I thought I was learning
the best.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm surprised you haven't heard that one.
No.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Yeah.
All right, we're live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Remember the other day we talked about nothing is easy with this team. They don't even lose easy. They don't win easy. Well, they got the easy one today. This was good. This was an offensive blowout that you need, probably once every 10, 12, 14 games or so. Tommy, would you agree that a baseball team kind of needs these things? They're almost built into the season.
Well, it was definitely the offense needed it for sure. I mean, David Hamilton needed a 4-hit day more than most guys in Major League Baseball needed a 4-hit day. It felt like today.
Yeah, no question. And it was a good game for a while. Then it turned into a great game. So let's get you a game recap here. First inning, we'll go all the way back. Each team with a base runner. Bowers, a 2-out base hit. 1-out hit by pitch in the bottom half. Harrison worked around that. A little fly liner and then a fly out. Did have a pass ball in there, but worked around that as well. Brewers got on the board in that second inning. It was a leadoff ground out by Mitchell, but wait, it was overturned on Garrett Mitchell hustle. Tommy, I don't know if you caught that at bat right there. That was a picture of beauty, and that's another feature of Garrett Mitchell's game that it was on display in that at bat right there.
Right. And he knew it right away. I mean, first base coach yelled it. Garrett Mitchell yelled it. They wanted a challenge right away. And Brewers 8-2 this year on challenges when they go up to what do they go to New York, I guess, or something there still.
Yeah.
And Garrett Mitchell showcasing the speed. You love to see it because, again, it's probably another trait that means health is a part of Garrett Mitchell's game right now, too,
It
Tim.
looks like it. Man, again, as the days and games go by, I'm becoming more and more pleased with one Garrett Mitchell. How can you not? He's a starter on this team, period. All right, so he reaches, originally called, as Tommy alluded to, called out, but, it was overturned. Rengifo then, with a patient at bat, would work a walk. Then Frelick squared to bunt on the first pitch of the sequence. Had no intent to bunt. Okay, he didn't. then worked it to 3-1, squared again with no intention to bunt the baseball. Then it went full, and then he lashed an RBI base hit.
Frelick on the ground, right side through. They're going to send Mitchell around third. Here's the throw home, and it's cut off. The Brewers take the lead on a run-scoring single by Sal Frelick.
Runners at first and second in a 1-zip lead. Nobody out for Hamilton. He goes to move the runners over on a bunt and beats it out to load the bases.
Yeah, still also very fast, David Hamilton.
Still, yes.
Still fast.
Probably the best tool of his game.
Yeah, but he might be the fastest guy on the team.
This team has such speed.
They're all fast, and he might be the fastest.
It brought up Blake Perkins, and he would strike out. Okay. That was a big out because you want to get that. You want to get that run in right there. 40 pitches for Montero to that point, and then it brought up Bryce Terang and have a night, have a season.
Terang busted bat flare, base hit. Another run scores. Here comes Frelick to the plate. The throw is cut off. Terang caught in a rundown. Hamilton, nobody's at second base. Now they're going to throw home. Hamilton slides, and he's out at home.
Okay, he's not that fast. He's not that fast. Yeah, my bad.
No, not that fast. Brewers 3 big runs in that second inning, 4 hits with a walk and a bunch of Brewer hustle. It was beautiful. Bottom of the second inning. Shutdown inning. Come on, Kyle Harrison. He got it, but he allowed a couple of one-out base hits, had to work around them, strikeout, flyout. And I'm loving the low heartbeat of Kyle Harrison. When he has traffic, it seems like it doesn't snowball on him. Now, again, we'll get to his line, which isn't great. But, again, you're seeing for a young arm like Harrison is, you're seeing some good things for the future. Let's see. We head into the third inning. Base runners for the Tigers. 4-pitch walk, a double, 2 on, 2 out, little bit of a battle, then got a big changeup for a strikeout, and that moved the game into the 4th inning at 3-zip. 1, 2, 3. Now here comes the crew, rinse, repeat. Harrison, big trouble. Leadoff walk, wild pitch in the bottom of the 4th, walks a second man, then a base hit, and now settle it down. Bases loaded, nobody out, 72 pitches, and that was it. Now, Grant Anderson, I think might be one of the unsung heroes, if not the unsung hero for the Brewers thus far this year.
Oh, all right.
He's been in such big spots. He enters the game, gets Javi Baez first pitch, got what he needed, 6-4-3, the run scored to make it 3-1, but 2 big outs right there and a strikeout to the pinch hitter Carpenter. What a job from Grant Anderson into the 5th at 3-1. Brewers, they were empty. Grant Anderson back out there in the 5th, leadoff man on, error on Hamilton. Did they change it to an error? Originally it was ruled a hit. I'm not sure, but I mean, that should have been an error, if not. But a double play ground ball ended the inning into the 6th. Was it going to be enough there? That's what I'm thinking in the 6th inning. As I said, rinse, repeat, Brewers offense, 1, 2, 3. Montero taken out with 2 outs in the 6th inning. How the Brewers offense let him get into the 6th inning was crazy. I was not pleased at that time. And it brought in DeJesus, and I like DeJesus. I'm really a big fan of DeJesus. Trevor McGill, bottom of the 6th inning. In a 3-1 game. What did you make of that, Tommy? McGill in the 6th.
Yeah, I thought it was weird in the moment, right? Because you think of him as an 8th inning at worst kind of guy with this team right now, how it's laid out. But then I also had our good buddy Jack Stern's Twitter notifications on. His velo is down again, Tim, about over 1.5 miles on both the fastball and on the curveball. And it was on top of it, like lower already to start the season. He was throwing about a 96.5 for the fastball velo.
He did hump up for 98 though on a pitch or two.
Yeah, it must have been just for the average speed during it.
Right,
But
right.
96.3, and the year average was 97.5. On the knuckleball or the knuckle curve, it was 85.9, and it's been 87.5. As officially a final, Woodford Reserve came in, allowed a few runs in the ninth. 12-4, the final from Comerica Park.
12-4, your final. It is a final, and the results are good. We're right in the heat of battle here on our game recap. Welcome in, Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, live here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios with the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. All right, so a great move by Murphy to bring McGill in the sixth, I thought. Brewers got a base runner in the seventh. They hadn't had one since the second. It was a 2-out base hit by Hamilton. Broke a 14 up, 14 down. Brought up Perkins, worked a walk to put 2 on and 2 out for Bryce Terang. They had Hamilton picked off, a bad throw, allowed him to get over to third. So that was lucky there. Yeah. And like the Brewers and Bryce do, when you make a mistake, the Brewers will make you pay.
And Terang floats one into shallow left for a base hit. A run scores. Perkins to third. Terang delivers again, and he's got 3 runs batted in on the night.
That made
all
it
with 2 outs.
Yeah, that made it 4-1. How about keep the wheels turning, William Contreras?
Contreras, and a line drive into the gap in left center. That's down. Another run scores. Terang ends up at third. An RBI single for Contreras.
There's a 5-1 score at that point. Bowers would ground out to end the frame, but 3 hits, a walk, a couple of runs there in that seventh. Into the bottom of the seventh inning where Aaron Ashby, in to protect that lead, walks the leadoff man, then had to face Baez. And this is why the Brewers love this guy. Drops in a curveball, lands it for a strike, 99 low, swing and a miss fastball, and then a changeup for a strikeout.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. If you're Baez, I mean, what do you do with that? He also had a 2-out walk in that inning. Pitch count becoming a little bit of an issue. Had to face McGonigal, got him to pop it up for the final out. It was a big shutdown inning for Aaron Ashby as the Brewers went into the eighth. Here's where the fun starts, folks. DeJesus back out there for the eighth inning. And now at this point, I am screaming, even though it's 5-1, I'm screaming, you have to make him pay for that. This dude came on in the sixth, and clearly Hinch wanted distance out of him. And, yeah, the Brewers made him pay. It didn't take long for the Brewers to make him pay because how about back-to-back? We'll set up the G-men, Gary and Garrett. Check it out.
Sanchez left center. On the run is Baez. It's over his head and off the wall, and Sanchez can run for a while. He's at second. He turns. He's trying for 3, and the big boy is in with a slide. It's a triple for Sanchez. And a line drive down the right field line. That could be another triple. Sanchez scores with ease. Mitchell around second. Headed for third, and he is there with a slide. Back-to-back triples for the Brewers.
First time since 2015, Tim. Hector Gomez, Gerardo Parra, back-to-back triples. Yeah.
Those may recall many years ago. What year was that?
2015, so it was over a decade.
15, my goodness, wow.
Mm-hmm.
2015, Waukesha Sports Cards, I believe it was. Yeah. I did a broadcast with Hector Gomez.
Well, yeah, it was my freshman year of high school. I was going through it too, man.
At the card shop. All right, so that back-to-back triple set gave the Brewers a 6-1 lead, and they weren't done yet because it was Rengifo at the plate, needing some good luck, and the Brewers and Rengifo Mo got this done.
Rengifo, shallow right, Vierling can't get there. It falls. Mitchell scores, And for all the Rockets, Luis Rengifo gets one to fall finally.
I think that's when he turned around and looked in the dugout. He was like, you got to be kidding me.
I mean, with how often he hits the ball hard and it just finds a glove. This one, he like slammed his bat because he didn't think he was going to get a hit out of it.
Including other ABs in tonight's game.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
he had barreled up some baseballs. So, all right, Frelick then works a walk. And then how about David Hamilton? He would come up with a base hit, loading the bases with nobody out. New pitcher, well, Blake Perkins at the plate. He would get a run the easy way, hit by pitch. That made it 8-1. Bryce Terang get it in play, a sac fly. That made it the 9th Brewers run, and the 4th knocked in for Bryce Terang. Hamilton took 3rd on the play. Keep the line moving, says William Contreras.
And a shot to left, another hit for William. 10-1 Brewers.
10-1, and your boy, although he had a base hit in the first inning, I mean, he's got to get into more action than just that base hit. That meant nothing in the first inning. Your boy Jake Bowers joined in on the fun.
This is going to be the insurance run of the game, too.
Line down the left field line. That's headed towards the corner. At least one will score. Terang is in. They'll hold Contreras. It's an RBI double for Bowers.
And still just one out in the inning. That made it 11-1. Gary Sanchez, get that ball in play. He did. An RBI fielder's choice made it 12-1. Then a ground out by Mitchell ended the inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, 12-1. But in that top of the 8th, 7 runs on 6 hits, a walk, a hit batter, a sac fly, a fielder's choice RBI, 11 men to the plate. That was beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, I loved it. 9th inning, shout out Joey Ortiz striking out to the
On a
position player
pitching.
First career strikeout for Jake Rogers.
Well, Joey, you're in the record books for Rogers.
Oh, man.
Sorry, buddy. He also had an error in the game. Joey. He'll get it together. All right, want to get your reaction here. Brewers, after the 6-game losing streak, rattle off 5 of the next 6. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Every game. They run their mark now to 13-9. Got a chance to win a series tomorrow. We're talking Brewers baseball tonight. There's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen, Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. A huge win for the Brewers, 12-4, the final, as they take game one of this three-game series. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Let's squeeze in a call here before our next break. Let's get to Mike. You're going to be our leadoff hitter. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Tim, how's it going? I'm amazed at the way this team is playing with the roster they have out there. But I have a comment. Well, I have a question for you, and I wonder if you could clear this up for me. There's been some rumors going around, and I don't know, I don't believe it. I'm about a guy possibly being recalled to the team, Tyler Black.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly been a Tyler Black fan. I think if this guy were given a chance to play and get more than 7 or 8 at bats before they send him back down, I really think that this guy could hit 275, 280. He's like a clone of Sal Frelick. Anyway, my question is, I think, like there's a saying I've been kind of joking around with guys at work that there's death, there's taxes, and then there's Tyler Black never going to be on a Milwaukee Brewers roster because he's a man without a position, they say. Anyway, my question is, I think he's down to one option. So if he's got one option left and they bring him up and they decide they are going to keep him on the roster, he gets DFA'd, correct?
No.
Designated for assignment?
No. When you hear option, it's option year. So it's the whole year. Each when you get option down to the minors, it doesn't mean that that's full option. They go by option years. So they can bounce him back and forth. Mike, it's a great question. All right, we got a break right now, but yes, I'm a Tyler Black fan too. And on this roster, without everyone healthy, when he's healthy, he'll be here. He's going to be here. We'll talk more Brewers after the break here. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Who gave the crew some breathing room? What play was it? It's time for the insurance run of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. On the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Pat Murphy coming up after a Brewers 12-4 beatdown of the Detroit Tigers. Welcome back. We're live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Well, I don't know how we're going to come up with this one, but I'm going to leave it up to you, Tommy Wortz, on the G2 Insurance run of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance.
Well, I know they were only up 9 when Jake came up in the 8th inning. I'm not going to play them. This was the most fun insurance run by far. How about back-to-back triples, Tim Allen?
Sanchez left center. On the run is Baez. It's over his head and off the wall, and Sanchez can run for a while. He's at second. He turns. He's trying for 3. And the big boy is in with a slide. It's a triple for Sanchez. And a line drive down the right field line. That could be another triple. Sanchez scores with ease. Mitchell around second. Headed for third, and he is there with a slide. Back-to-back triples for the Brewers.
Yeah, I mean, when something hasn't happened for a decade in the organization, it did make it 6-1 too. Felt like the game was kind of pushed into over territory once that happened. That is your G2 Insurance run of the game. An RBI triple from Garrett Mitchell, and running like Gary Sanchez and Garrett Mitchell did. Cheetah Gary Sanchez just has 4 more big league triples than I have, Gary Sanchez. Running a business is like a championship run. One bad hit can take you out of the game. G2 Insurance Services specializes in keeping your business and reputation protected. They offer tailored solutions for restaurants, professional liability, and workers' comp. They represent top carriers like Erie to find the best combination of coverage and price. Get the defensive line your business deserves. G2 Insurance Services in Brookfield. Online at g2ins.com. G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance.
16 hit attack tonight, 12 runs on the board, 13 of those 16 singles. That tells you where that slug is for this team. And the slug is on its way. It will be Vaughn and Churio and Yelich back in this lineup at some point. And again, I'll stress the point, Tommy, that every single win right now is huge. On the pitching side, Kyle Harrison, there were some good things that came out of this a little bit. Now, they were going to be low on his length here tonight because of, the layoff. He hadn't pitched in 9 days, had the wrist thing going, had the knee thing going. They were going to kind of back him down anyway. But the one thing I've been noticing about Kyle Harrison, yes, there is some traffic, but I don't think he breaks too much. He'll bend a little bit, and that's a good trait to have for a young pitcher.
Yeah, Kyle Harrison looks very, poised for the word that they always use when describing young composed pitchers in Major League Baseball. And Tim, don't forget, he's the lefty. The Brewers don't have a lefty starter that they consistently go with unless it's Kyle Harrison. So they need him to go in there to throw something off. His slurve is all they were talking about today. It moves a hell of a lot. The fastball, super high usage. Kyle Harrison looks awesome. It was a great day for the Boston trade between Kyle Harrison and David Hamilton today.
Also, now Bryce Terang knocks in 4. Garrett Mitchell just all over the place here so far this year. I mean, let's face it, Garrett Mitchell has been impressive. It's but Bryce Terang, JS Online had the piece on Terang. And whether or not the Brewers were going to sign him long-term. Want to get your thoughts on that as well. As the game tonight, obviously a great game for the Crew, but also on Bryce Terang and where he's at, where you would put him, and how much is it going to take to sign Bryce Terang long-term. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Tommy, you correct me if I'm wrong, he is under team control in 27, 28, and 29?
Yes, that is correct.
So that gives the Brewers a little bit of leverage here. in negotiating a long-term deal. It does. Because at some point, Bryce is going to have to understand that through the arbitration process, I would say somewhere around, 10, 11 million per year?
Made 4.1 this year in the first year of arbitration.
So he hit arbitration 1 year sooner, did he not? I think he did.
Yeah, he avoided arbitration this past year.
Right.
Yeah,
but he hit arbitration eligible prior to 3 full years.
Yeah, he just has 2.1 years of service time right now. So
Right.
Yeah.
So he was I don't know if they still do the Super 2, but that's essentially what it was. So 3 more years under team control. The Brewers can get away with hanging on to him at a bargain. Even if it goes into arbitration, what would be a reasonable salary raise for an arbitration eligible guy like Bryce Terang? Look what William Contreras is settling for. What, right around 10?
Is he making that much? I don't think he's making that much even. Is he? I'll look it up.
I think it's somewhere around there. That's about the peak of what an arbitration eligible player like Bryce Terang is going to get.
Yeah,
so now
9.4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if William Contreras is making 9.4, where does Bryce Terang come in if indeed it goes into arbitration? Somewhere in that ballpark. Just saying. So the Brewers have some leverage here. That being said, would you give him a 5-year deal at $20 million a year? That gives him essentially a $10 million raise these next 3 years.
Tim, I would make sure he retires Brewer. That's my thought. I don't want to even just buy out 2 years of it. I would give him a 10-year deal. Like, I think I'm that enamored with him right now. He'd be 36 when he's done. He can play second base the entire time there. If he wanted 10 years, 200 million, 10 years, 250 million, I think they should do the deal.
So that would be to replace the Yelly money.
Correct.
Which comes off the books after 28.
I think it was 29.
I thought that was mutual or some sort of options were involved.
Here, I got it right here.
29.
29 is a mutual option. You are right. Yeah, so 28.
So after the 28 season, they're clear of a big contract.
Right, and they already have Churio on a team-friendly deal in that time. You'll have decisions to make, I guess, about some prospects, but I don't know. The Cooper Pratt deal is so weird when you look at it too now, Tim. It's just so weird that they go in and lock him up when there is a guy like Bryce Terang who is very MLB ready and MLB proven, rather. And now you're going to have to make a decision based on William and Bryce. No, that's dumb. They should have both those guys on the team, and they shouldn't really be throwing $6 million or $8 million, whatever it is, at a guy who hasn't been in the league when you have 2 studs that you're going to have to make decisions on.
They offered Cooper Pratt and obviously did the deal. That tells me there's no chance they haven't talked to Jesus Madej about that.
Oh, it has to be, right?
It's living proof. Cooper Pratt is living proof. They talked to Jesus Madej about an extendo deal. It's funny, a couple of years ago, Tommy, on this show, I said, if Bryce Terang can hit, I could see him being the second baseman for 10 years in a Brewers uniform. Just that type of player.
Right.
Speed, glove. Can you hit a little bit? He can hit now. I mean, this dude is in a zone. Is it a flash? Doesn't appear that way.
No, and again, I'm really curious to see how things might change when Churio comes back. And I still think he's the best player on the team. I think he is the cornerstone. I think he is the foundation. I think he is a
better than Churio, more accolades than Yelich.
I mean, Churio, it's really tough to say that about Churio, right? Because he's 21 years old, 22 years old, right? So he has so much time. But like by the time Churio's 26, like Terang, he might be miles past him. He might be.
I'm assuming he will be.
Yeah.
And That's how the situation could unfold here, though, Tommy. If they do get a deal done with Terang, you got those two guys hooked up with Madej, who seemingly is at least an above-average baseball player projection.
Yeah.
At least above average.
Right. He's one of the most hype prospects the Brewers have ever had in the organization.
So those
it's him
three,
and Churio.
Yeah, those three, and you add a Cooper Pratt. Now, you're right. It is a little puzzling on that side of things. They must really project Cooper Pratt as something special to lock him in like that.
Yeah.
When you don't have to, you didn't need to.
No, it's not like they didn't have plenty of farm above him, too.
That's right. So let's keep in mind, when you hit the big leagues, your first 3 years, you only get the major league minimum if the organization decides to do that. That's it. So you gave that money to that dude. It won't be long until he's in the big leagues, Tommy. You don't give that money to a guy that's going to take 2 or 3 years to get to the big leagues.
No, you do not.
That being said, with the way Joey Ortiz is rolling, is it possible?
Maybe. I don't know, Tim. Like,
maybe.
I feel like if Cooper Pratt comes up this year, something's not right. It's not good news.
I would tend to lean that way too, but I want a guy up starting his service time now instead of Greg Jones and Blake Perkins.
There it is.
Just have one guy. Look, you got a whole stable of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Give one of them, just bite the bullet on service time on one of them. And don't play, well, we got to wait until mid to late May so it doesn't count as a year. Come on. Go with one now. Maybe it works out to where you have a log jam now. And this kid is on fire. And maybe he's voting in the Rookie of the Year candidate. You got enough time for that. Look what the Brewers did with Durbin, with Isaac Collins. They got Rookie of the Year votes. And so why not try with one of these guys? Slide him up in there. Are you really going to miss Greg Jones?
Hey, man, he just loves to be a part of the team, man. He's a good team guy. That's the other thing about Terang in this whole conversation, Tim, is that when I think of Christian Yelich is a very reserved, pretty quiet, little bit of emotion, but just all around steady chill personality. And they cannot say enough good things about his leadership and about his leadership style whenever they talk about Christian Yelich's value and justifying his contract. Bryce Terang, very chill, very reserved, and a lead by example-esque type of guy who, once you have Yelich's contract off the books, you would think it'd be a pretty seamless transition of passing of the torch of leadership in the clubhouse with that type of personality, trying to find that type of player to represent the Milwaukee Brewers too.
Yeah, does Bryce Terang seem like a leader?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Does?
Yeah, with his by example, yes.
By example, yes.
Yes, I mean, Yelich is just the guy who gets forced into these moments. We've already seen this year, Tim. We've talked about it. I don't know if it's on air or off air. Terang's interviews have gotten miles better.
They have.
Miles better.
I'll give him that. Yes.
Like, I think he's prepping to be like, hey, you need to be a little better PR trained if you're going to be this damn good at baseball.
And he is, I heard Grindle on the flagship say he's one of the best players in the National League.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at the highest paid second baseman in Major League Baseball right now. And Marte is making 19.4. Marcus Semien is making 25 right now. That is the highest paid second baseman at this point. Looking at what Yelich is making, it's 26.9. I mean, it's literally just replacing Yelich's contract. You make him the highest paid second baseman in baseball, give him $28 million a year, and it is taking Yelich off the books. You also have Woodruff going to be coming off with $22 million once he goes and restructures or gets more money.
And look at the timeline of when Braun came off the books to when Yelich went on the books. Look at that timeline.
Yeah, the overlap is right there. Right?
It's right there.
Braun was in 20 and Yelich signed in 19, something like that, right? Or was it
in 20?
Oh yeah, it was after 20. It's the same year.
The spring of 20.
If you want to wait to pay Bryce more, go ahead. I'm okay with it. Because again, I would give him a blank check. I mean, not Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge money, but you want to be the highest second baseman in baseball, we will write that check immediately when you want to sign that contract.
And now the dangerous thing for Bryce Terang here, Tommy, is that since the Brewers have some team control years, a lot of weird, funky stuff can happen in a couple of years of baseball. I don't know if Bryce Terang and his agent want to take that chance. I don't think they do.
On waiting?
On waiting. You have to give a little on this. Bryce Terang and the agent have to give a little bit on this because, quite frankly, Bryce is only going to make about $10 million a year for the next 3 years if the Brewers choose to do it that way.
Yeah, again, I would sign him to a 10-year deal right now. If Bryce Terang retired a Brewer, who would be mad?
So 10 for 20 at 200 for the decade.
Yeah, I would go 250, 250 million, 25 million a year. Boom. Go ahead. Let's do it. Sign it up.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
What do you mean you don't know? They do this with one guy
know.
every time. He's the guy. He is the guy.
Yeah. I am so glad that renegotiating is not a thing in baseball.
Well, and another,
have you noticed that?
Yeah, they don't.
Holding out is not a thing in baseball.
Well, Tim, here's the other part of this. What happens with the CBA? Do they have to wait till after the CBA with Bryce? Like, is the salary cap just going to be $500 million and it doesn't matter? Or is the salary cap going to be an actual part of baseball that they're going to have to grandfather in the Dodgers and they can win 8 more championships before anything happens? But do you have to wait until that happens with Bryce Terang's contract, or do you work it in to get it grandfathered in? I don't think it matters because they're not going to spend on multiple players at that price. But I'm just saying that Bryce Terang 100% has showcased he could be the best second baseman the team has ever seen in their franchise's history.
Easily could be. Yes. Now, Molitor played some second base.
Okay. Well,
but not long term.
You know, Yount played some shortstop, like
he did.
And
won an MVP at shortstop
and center field. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I think he is the long term, but you got to play the money game, and that unfortunately plays a part in this.
And I will say that it is dumb that we have to have this conversation. I hate that because it is nothing against William Contreras on decide between the two. I would love to see William Contreras remain a Brewer, and Sparky is all in on they should go and pick Contreras because you have to make the decision sooner. And with how the Brewers approach getting starting pitching in, where they don't go out and sign the big name guys and they rely heavily on developing the young talent, and how much credit William Contreras gets for developing that young talent from the organization, from Pat Murphy. I get it. And if they wanted to make William Contreras the highest paid catcher, I'd be all for it. But then it means Bryce Terang's not going to be a Brewer for a long time, and I'm not up for that.
Catchers are cheaper too.
They are, but also he would be 30 when his deal would kick in. And catchers after 30 is not a guarantee either, Tim.
Okay. Okay. So if it is Contreras before Terang, would then Terang enter in sort of one of these opt-out deals? That's a possibility too here.
No, I can't go through that heartbreak.
You don't want him
to, no, don't give him an option to leave. Make him the mayor of Milwaukee and go ahead from there.
But that would put the onus on Terang. Hey, if you produce, you can get a much bigger deal after X amount of years, whatever it might be.
Sure. But I mean, I don't need some garbage Bregman esque Boston tenure or whatever just to go and leave from there and whoever else has done it. Didn't Juan Soto do that too? Or
Soto did it.
Yeah.
Carlos Correa did it.
Yeah, no. None of those guys are the same type of person Bryce Terang is either. They're all a little more, head casey maybe in a way.
The advantage to the team is that they have a little power over these arbitration years. They do.
Yes.
The advantage to the player is that if you produce, at some point you're going to cross the line where you say, I'm too close to free agency. I'm not signing with you guys because you didn't work with me. That's the advantage for the player is also to make money over the arbitration process, which again, we discussed $10 million through arbitration per year. When on the open market, let's face it, Bryce Terang is worth 20 a year.
Yeah.
So both sides would have to come together, and really, really interesting piece from who did that? Hogue?
Kurt Hogue, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
It's good stuff. Pat Murphy, after a Brewers 12-4 victory. We're going to hear from him on the other side here. Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. We'll also hit the rewind button. Is it my choice?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think so.
Because I did 02. Yeah, I did 02.
See what the Brewers did on this day in. We'll have that for you coming up here. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, in a huge Brewers win to take game one of the 3-game set.
The game is over, and it's time to hear from the skipper on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
And I thought, it was huge today for him to come in when he did, bases loaded, no outs, get the ground ball, and get a number of ground balls in the game. I thought it was huge.
For Harrison in that fourth inning, do you feel like it was just a guy who hadn't pitched in a while and pitch count got to
exactly
70?
Fastball was cut, was kind of yanking his fastball and didn't really have command there. You could tell he was speeding himself up, and that doesn't bode well. So we think we got him out at a good time, close to 70 pitches or something. Yeah, that's about what we wanted. We were thinking 75 to 80 with that 9-day layoff at the most. So I thought he did a really nice job, though. Pitched out of some trouble himself.
Do you have Gary Sanchez triple on your bingo card for today?
No, did not. Did not. Neither did anyone else in the ballpark, including his own family.
4-hit night for Hamilton tonight. Was that nice to see?
Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, he's been through a lot. He's done a great job. He's starting to understand it. He's taking ownership. That's the most important thing. He's taking ownership of his game. He understands what we want out of him. And, he's a tremendous base runner, good defender, getting better, and offensively he can be a force.
Garrett struggles with the high fastball. Been pretty well documented. That triple that he hit, was that one of the better swings you've seen from him?
Yeah, I mean, it was, it really was. He's gaining in confidence also. It's gaining in confidence, and that's crucial, especially against lefties.
Is it good to start stacking some good appearances for Trevor too? Another decent inning.
Yeah, in an unorthodox
right.
inning. He doesn't usually pitch the sixth, and probably was shocked by it. But that's what a team does. You do whatever you can to help your team win. This is still a team game, and we got to remember that.
Mark, speaking of that, we've seen this version of a win a bunch of times where another, Mitchell that just hustle single, the error on the pickoff, and your guys turn it into multiple runs. Is that like a learned skill to do, or is it just something that your guys
I think
develop?
Momentum in a game is real. And when we're putting pressure on other teams because of our speed, or putting pressure on teams because of balls in play, that happens. You make it difficult on them, and then, it affects people. They don't. A lot of guys think of the game, why me? That doesn't seem right, and you can sometimes take advantage. But it's part of it. You got to keep the pressure on and do that. I think every team tries to do that. So I don't know that we're the only club that capitalizes like that, but I see it a lot. Our innings are a walk and a infield hit and a bunt, and it's all part of it. Pitchers looking out there like, wait a minute, I haven't given a ball up out of the infield and it's bases loaded, no outs. Now I got to really make pitches, And terrain comes through, and a lot of great performances tonight. A lot of great performances.
What happened around baseball today? What score surprised us? Who had the big performances? Let's take a drive around the league on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Yeah, there was Pat Murphy, and he talked about Kyle Harrison, or Kyle William Henry Harrison.
Oh, yeah. It could have been Benjamin, too. Benjamin was his grandson, also was a president.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Dude, Tim, I'm president guy.
2 Harrison presidents?
Yeah, William Henry and Benjamin.
I knew William Henry, but
well, William Henry, 41 days, did a speech in the rain and got the flu and died. That was the shortest 10-year president. Yeah,
he was number 8 or 10 or 9 or something.
Yeah,
9. Yeah,
8 was Van Buren, and 10 was either Polk.
How do you
Tyler.
know this,
dude? Tim, I could easily name all of them.
Everyone,
pretty close to in order. I get a little messed up, 28 through 32 on the order, but 100% I can tell you the name of every president.
Harrison, the pitcher, he went 3+ innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 walks, just the 1 run thanks to Ulysses S. Grant Anderson.
18.
Okay. That's disturbing.
What do you mean? You know every Brewers number in
Not
history.
everyone.
You're telling me what Rob Piccolo was wearing a month ago, okay? Like, to know the presidents, not that crazy.
But he, 72 pitches and got out of really a big number because of Grant Anderson. Okay, so the Brewers now 13-9. Let's take a look around the at least the National League Central, because these teams just keep winning. What's going on here?
Yeah, the Cardinals won 5-3 over the Marlins today. In that game, Nathan Church going yard for them. Dustin May. I kind of forgot he was on the Cardinals this year, Tim.
Yeah.
5 1/3, 5
Former
strikeouts with just the one earned run for him. The Reds picked up the victory as well today, 12-6 over the Tampa Bay Rays. I did see a pretty funny tweet that came out today that was, what's the more unbreakable MLB record? It was Cy Young, 511 wins, or giving up back-to-back home runs to Brian Hayes and Dane Myers. So the Reds 16-8 as they still stay atop of the NL Central. Other games still in action. Actually just wrapped up. Cubs on top of the Phillies, 7-4.
That's 7 straight for them.
In that game, Nico Horner went yard and Seiya Suzuki both getting a home run. Shota was on the bump, though, and he's been phenomenal this year. 7 innings for him, just 1 earned run. Only 1 strikeout as well for Shota in the 7 innings. And then who else would that be? I think that's everyone from the NL Central. Pittsburgh's currently down 5-1 to the Rangers in that game. On the Texas side of things, Kumar Rocker just had a nice day. He went 6 innings, 5 strikeouts for Texas.
All right, so in the Central here, I think the biggest issue might be the Cincinnati Reds at this time, and I'll only say it because look at the record. What'd you say, 16-8?
16-8.
That's a big number.
Ellie De La Cruz 2 homers as well in that game.
That's a big number, and that's got to cool down just a little bit. Now, the Brewers did lose 6 in a row, and that's why their record isn't sort of where they're at. Just win 2 of those games, and we have a completely different National League Central standings, obviously. But it just looks on the surface, 16-8's got to come down. That's 8 games over 500. That's got to come down a little bit. Brewers 5 of 6, and that's a key element here. After that 6-game losing streak, this was huge to put together 5 of the 6 victories. And I will go back to that series last week at American Family Field against the Blue Jays. You want to look for a turning point here so far early on this year. That might be it right there. That game 2 against the Blue Jays was absolutely huge. They win the series. They win the first 2 in Miami, take the series. They win this one, and that's 5 of 6. To really claw back almost every one of those 6 straight losses.
Yeah, I want to get to some text from the Nicolay Law Talking text line, 414-677-1250 if you want to be a part of the show. We're going for another half hour or so here, 25 minutes. From Ken in River West, leave it to Joey Ortiz to give a position player his first career strikeout in his 6th career appearance as a pitcher. Scotty Tiffany, 8th inning was reminiscent of our crew last season, where every batter feels fueled by the next. Schlitzhat Pat, we have to go all in tomorrow to win the series. Use up the bullpen. Thursday, a throwaway game against Skubal.
Yep. Yeah. It's sort of that, you've got a fresh Serpa and Uribe. I would suspect McGill would be available tomorrow.
Probably Ashby too. He didn't pitch all weekend.
Ashby would be available. You're set up after Patrick tomorrow, but you're right. In that, Skubal on Thursday's game, the series finale. Don't put it there to win or lose the series. Just go ahead and win it tomorrow. Right. And you'll take that. Yeah.
Big Dave, hopefully this was an easy enough win for you. And another one from Big Dave. I've been saying since last year they need to sign Sal, William, and Bryce. Is anyone begging for Sal to get the contract right now?
Outside of me, no.
Okay. All right, just making sure I wasn't
He had a
missing
hit and a
any.
walk today.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely playing up. He's got a lot of room to go too. You know, he's still got to hit 250 this year at least. So
He will.
yeah. All right. Just making sure. From the 920, if the Brewers decide to move Cooper Pratt, they have leverage because of his long-term contract. From the 573, shouldn't Bryce be thinking about signing sooner because of a potential work stoppage?
See, I don't know, man. I'd be so tempted with the money. I thought I had read that Cooper Pratt. Remember, we were wondering what did Cooper Pratt get as a signing bonus?
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
I thought I had run across the 3 or 4 million mark up front.
Like from when he was drafted?
No,
from
no,
this
no,
contract.
just from this deal.
It says right here, $3 million signing bonus. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good chunk. That's a good chunk of money.
Right. I mean,
for a young dude like that to get up front, and then you're set because you get another. How much was the total?
50.7.
Oh yeah, you still get another $40+ million.
Gosh, could you imagine Tim Allen is 28 years old with $50 million?
If it happened instantly, you wouldn't see me for a while. I think you could probably guess where I'd be, but you wouldn't know where in that city I'd be.
You'd be in the exclusive rooms, though.
Oh, it definitely would be.
Yeah.
It would be way up top.
Yeah.
It'd be top floor somewhere. All right, so we're going to rewind after the break here. Just a few minutes left here if you want to jump in. Nicolay Law talk and text line at 414-677-1250. Going to put some bad mojo on those Reds here soon. Either that or take a look at the value of winning the Central just to flank your Brewer bet. Maybe.
Tim, I just want to say the 920 just earned a lot of respect knowing all them presidents too. So some people care. Some people care, Tim.
Okay, that is wild. I mean, are you a president? Like, will we find presidential pictures framed on the wall in your house?
I mean, like, I don't know their favorite foods or anything. I'm just telling you, I can name all of them 1 to 47. For sure. For sure. What you know about Grover Cleveland, Tim?
I don't know anything. What
about Herbert Hoover, Warren Harding, Franklin Pierce? I'm just going all over the board here.
I graduated 569 of 700 students. You're talking to the wrong guy.
So you're an Andrew Johnson kind of guy.
I don't know what I am.
William Howard Taft, he was the fattest. Got stuck in a bathtub.
Well, George Bush was a big baseball fan. That I do know. Right. I got an autographed ticket stub with George Bush's.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break, come back, rewind, and take you back in time a little bit. It is the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. 12-4, the final. Brewers take game 1 of the 3-game series. There's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen talking Brewers baseball tonight. Oh, this feels good. A Brewers easy victory. Although it was a good game, a little bit of a nail biter in there for a minute, and then it turned into a great game. Up 3-zip, still, bases loaded for the Tigers. Nobody out in that fourth inning. I didn't feel safe. I felt as if, 3 is probably not going to be enough here. You're going to have to tack on. And when they didn't tack on for a handful of innings, and what to make matters worse, I was listening earlier today to an Ian Happ interview, and they asked him, what contributes to a winning streak, and one of the things he said was tack on runs. So the same day I hear that, the next game tonight, Brewers are not tacking on. But, man, they did. A couple in the 7th, a bunch in the 8th. That's how you tack on and get an easy victory. All right, so we went around the league last segment. Mets have now lost 12 in a row.
Yep.
And a former Brewer was involved with loss number 12.
Yeah, Devin Williams, he was all over the place, blew the save for the Mets today.
Whoops.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. It's tough. It's tough, Tim. It was a tie game. It was a tie game.
Years ago, I remember saying this on the air. Man, could you imagine David Stearns with a payroll? Well,
7-16.
We're seeing it now.
So they were 7-4. Wow. I mean, that sucks, man. That's
for them. Yeah,
that sucks for the Mets. Yeah,
they're saying it's the mayor jinx.
Oh, is it?
I guess apparently the mayor gave Mr. and Mrs. Met they hugged or something. They haven't won since.
Oh, wow,
something like that. I didn't. It was too wrapped into politics, so I just blazed through it. Not that I'm not into politics, because I am.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. Let's rewind the clock, see what the Brewers did on this day back in 2013.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one, Tim. Brewers won 4-2 over the Cubs. Never a bad day when you do that.
Speaking of the Cubs, Jahmai Jones, did you notice he was leading off for the Tigers?
Yes.
He came up with a huge hit. I thought it was against the Cubs, but I heard Levering say it was against the Dodgers.
Yeah, that triple he had. That's what I heard on the broadcast.
Bases clearing triple, he said. I thought he came up with a bases clearing double against the Cubs, but I may be wrong. My memory isn't all that great, Tommy.
Okay, well, if I type in triple Jahmai Jones 2023, because that was the year he was there. I don't have anything popping up quite yet. Was that like September? It was pretty late in the year, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't it like August or something like that?
I could have swore it was against the Cubs, but maybe not.
Maybe not. In this game against the Cubs, the Brewers won 4-2, in which they only had 3 hits in the whole game.
Oh, boy.
Those 3 hits coming from, Ryan Braun, a big 3-run homer in that game. Yuniesky Betancourt had a nice double.
B.
And Carlos Gomez with a hit in that game. Ryan Braun also, funny enough, Tim, the headline from this game on the game recap, Ryan Braun homers, then is ejected as Brewers double up Cubs. He was ejected in the 8th inning for arguing balls and strikes with Phil Cuzzy behind the dish. And he had homered earlier in the game. Braun had 5 hits in his 32 ABs leading up to that. 4 of those were homers during that stretch too for Ryan Braun. Some notables though, however, in right field leading off was Nori Aoki. Gene Segura was playing shortstop and was hitting 367 to this point.
He turned out to be one really good baseball player.
Well, you remember he was really good before he left. He had his very sad, unfortunate story happen with his child, and he could not get out of that slump. And then as soon as he got out of the place, he found it again.
Turned into an all-star.
Yeah. More power to you, Gene Segura, because
close to a batting title, I think, one of the years.
Oh, he might have won a batting title.
He might have won one.
Yeah, that sounds right now that you say that.
Brawny bashed him in the face with a baseball bat.
Oh, yeah, when a practice swing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that, Tim. Yes. Logan Schaefer came in when Ryan Braun got ejected in this game. Ricky Weeks was at second. Maldonado was behind the dish. At first base, Tim, who was playing first base in 2013 for the Brewers?
Oh, boy. 13. That was just Prince left after the 11 season.
Yep.
That would be not former Mariner.
Is Alex Gonzalez played first base that game? What else we said? We said Uni B already. He was at third. Willie Peralta pitching in the game. Chris Davis pinch hit for him at a point. He was a stud who went once he left the Brewers too.
Hit 241 3 consecutive years.
Yeah.
Figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, multiple 40 homer seasons too. That was pretty awesome for him. One of my favorite random Brewers, Tom Gorzolani, pitched in this game. And the save
32.
to fellow pitching assistant coach, what is he now? Jim Henderson got the save in the game.
There you go, Jimbo.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there it is. Rewound back to 2013. If you have a year you want to revisit, we'll go over that in upcoming shows.
Oh, love that.
That's going to do it for us here. Brewers go back at it tomorrow. Tommy, you have the leadoff show getting underway at
4:30 tomorrow. Getting you ready. Chad Patrick, Casey Mize tomorrow from Comerica Park.
Maybe get into this tomorrow. The best starting time for a baseball game midweek is what?
Oh, I love this conversation.
What time would you prefer every game, every night game, Monday through Thursday to start?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that and more. Brewers after the game tomorrow, Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Once again, the final 12-4, Brewers take game one. And we will see you tomorrow as Chad Patrick on the hill. Interesting point brought up by one of our texters that you better get this one because you're staring down the barrel of someone that's pretty good on Thursday. So all bets are off at that point. But so get the win, and we'll talk Brewers baseball tomorrow. For Tommy Wortz, my name is Tim Allen. Enjoy the rest of your night. And remember, as always, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.